If you are that person who is a minimal spender or a free-to-play player, then summoning on banners and using your gacha currency is going to be very vital. So that way you can get the most amount of units possible and the meta ones if you do care for that. But without proper understanding of how the Wuthering Waves banners work, you may be wasting a lot of gacha currency or just have a terrible strategy altogether for maximizing your pulls. So in this video, I'm going to help you guys properly understand the banners and how to pull on them, and then give you guys some strategies on how to work around getting enough currency for these banners. So let's jump right into it. So right off the bat, let's talk about all the possible types of banners there are currently so we can have a proper understanding of what exactly we will be summoning for. To start off, you have the standard banner. The standard banner will have its own currency called lustrous tides, which are these blue gem looking things. And with that said, the standard banner is a permanent banner, so it will forever be here to pull on whenever you want. This banner will include characters that are 5-star resonators. However, the thing is they will not scale up to the power level of other characters from the limited banner, which we will talk about in just a moment. The standard banner characters are really great for starting out your journey in Wuthering Waves, and you will have a bunch of chances to obtain characters from this banner. So this banner isn't really a priority past the beginning and the start of your Wuthering Waves journey, but with that said, the standard banner currency for the most part is very easy to come by, so it is not going to be as rare as the other two types of summoning currencies we got for gacha pulls. Next, we had the limited banner, which is limited, as it's said in the name. If you don't know what that means, it means there's a time basis on it. There's typically two banners going on at once, unless if there's some special occasion where there's a lot of banners, like the Wuthering Waves anniversary patch. Amongst these two limited banners, we typically got the rerun banner, which is an older unit that has been released in the past that is making its reappearance. Then you will have the newest release character, which would typically be a character that has been drip marketed or teased by Kuro Games. You use the gacha currency called Radiant Tides. These Radiant Tides are a tad bit more rare than the Lustrous Tides. You use these Radiant Tides to summon on the limited banner. You also have this currency called Asteroids, which is a general currency that's transferable between all banners. You should never use these Asteroids on the standard banner, because like I said, those summons are more common and you will see standard 5-star characters more oftentimes than not. So don't waste your currency. Typically limited banner durations are about 3 weeks long, so saving up for specific characters you may want should be planned accordingly. Last up, we got the limited weapon banner as well, which will be divided into two, much like the limited banner for the characters. The weapon will always correlate to the limited banner characters though, and they will look 10 times better typically with the weapon, but that's besides the point. Okay, now that we have a proper understanding of what every single banner is, now we can talk about the gacha in this game and how exactly it works. When it comes to the standard banner, it will take a total of 80 summons, and this means out of 80, not you exactly have to make 80 draws to obtain a 5-star character, but out of 80 draws you can obtain the character. And this is true amongst all the banners, so the limited character banner and the limited weapon banner included. Except there is a key difference between all three banners that we will go over once we understand the breakdown of each one. Now, starting off with the standard banner, as we said before, it would take up to 80 summons to obtain a 5-star character. Every out of 10 summons, and this doesn't mean you have to draw exactly 10 out of 10 summons, you will guarantee a 4-star character or weapon while going for the 5-star, or you just end up with the 5-star character within those initial 10 summons. Each time you see a 4-star character within those 10 summons, the counter resets. And of course, if you end up summoning a 5-star character, the entire counter resets out of 80 and drops you back down to 0 summons. And the thing is about the standard banner is that the character you receive will always be randomized, and you pray that you end up with a Verena or a Verena duplicate if you really do care about the meta. As much as I say it in a lot of my videos, Verena is still one of the best support characters in the game. So if you lose a 50-50 on the limited banner and end up with a Verena, it's not a total loss, which we'll be explaining more about that in just a second. When it comes to the weapon standard banner, you actually have a selector so you can choose which weapon you like to have, and it will take up to 80 summons to obtain that weapon you choose. So for free-to-play players, you might want to read the weapon descriptions, because these can help you with limited banner characters that you do not plan on pulling the character weapon for. Now, when it comes to the limited banner characters, it's quite a bit different, and when I explain this to you, you will start to understand why it is way better to use your asteroids on a limited banner instead. Now, the amount of summons it takes for you to guarantee a 5-star character does not change. However, when you do get that gold aura that signifies you obtain a 5-star character, there's actually a 50% chance that you will obtain that character the first time around. Now, what do I exactly mean by that? Well, remember when I was talking about the standard banner and not wasting asteroids on that banner? Well, whenever you are summoning for a brand new limited banner character and the character does not appear when you get a 5-star, that is what we like to call losing your 50-50. When this happens, your pity resets just like when you get a 5-star character in the standard banner, except the next time you are 100% guaranteed to receive the character you are going for, which is what we like to call the rate up character. And yes, this does transfer between limited time banners, so you aren't exactly screwed if you lose the 50-50. However, you have to walk away holding that L that you did not get the character that you initially wanted. Now, what characters do you exactly get when you lose a 50-50? Well, that is going to be randomized, and you will get a character from the standard banner, and hopefully, once again, you get a little lucky and you end up with Verena, or any standard banner that you choose to want if you are going for aesthetics or you have something planned up your sleeve that I don't know about. Now, as for the limited weapon banners, the good news is these are 100% guaranteed. If you see gold, you win, and they're also transferable between banners as well, which is of course the amount of summons or draws you put into the banner. For example, if I put 56 draws into the current weapon banner, then the banner expires. I could use this on a newer patch when new characters release with their weapon banners, and the same thing applies to limited banner characters as well. All right, real quick, bro. Right here. I'm him. I'm just like that.
There's no way. There's no. If this is her, bro. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, she got it.
No, the weapons are always guaranteed.
Oh, yeah, bro. Yeah.
Now, lastly, it takes 160 asteroids for a singular summon and 1600 for a 10 summon. So save up those asteroids well and pull for your favorite characters that you would like to add to your roster and your account. All right, guys. Now that you have a proper understanding of the breakdown of each banner, I want to go over the shop and other details about free summons that are easily obtainable. Now, starting off with the shop, once you summon on these banners, you get these 2 premium currencies that are only obtained through the convene. You can use these materials to purchase various shop items. You can use oscillated curl to purchase free summons every patch reset, which is about every 5 to 6 weeks, and the free summons included are the standard banner, limited banner, and the limited character banners. You are able to obtain currency for all 3 of these banners. Now, when it comes to the more premium currency Afterglow Curl, which is quite a bit more scarce, you can do one of 2 things. And it's been a very strong debate about what is better for your account, but I will cover both things. So what you could do, you could either save up all your Afterglow Curl and buy a duplicate of a 5-star character that you have already obtained, which I personally did this during my video trying to S6 my Carlotta so I could stack duplicates and make her stronger, or you can actually save these Afterglow Curl like a trust fund that you can tap into whenever you need some extra summons. Basically to have those extra summons to get closer to when it comes to summoning for a limited banner character or a weapon. Like if you didn't do a proper job saving in like a patch beforehand and you're currently running low on funds. Which, by the way, if you're looking for more ways to obtain free gacha summons, I have a full in-depth guide that will be linked in the bio. So make sure you guys 100% check that out as it will help you guys out. Now I want to talk about actually planning ahead, which is a very important skill that you kind of want to develop when playing gacha games, much like Wuthering Waves. Let's be real with ourselves here. Unless you plan on spending your life savings on this game, then you will not be able to obtain every single thing that this game has to offer. And I do know that's about 99% of us will not be able to obtain everything in this game, because that is also weapon and character duplicates at the maximum rank. So it's very hard unless you're the 0.0001% of player who decides to get everything in this entire game. And at the end of the day, that would still be RNG based. Whether you are a free-to-play player or a whale that likes to spend money, unless you are getting every duplicate of every single character and weapon, that will not happen. So what exactly do we do? Well, we make a game plan. Now when I say make a plan, what do I mean? Well, first off, we have all characters that we like and dislike. Some of us gamers like to pull characters based off aesthetic and whether or not we like them, as opposed to more hardcore gamers, they like to pull for meta and the characters that are the best units to clear the end game and the hard content with. And whether you are a casual or more of a hardcore player, you can still take this advice whether you are one or the other. So let me explain. So say current game drip markets a character, let's take Yuno for example, since she is the current limited banner character. If you like her, then yeah, try and summon for her, but also keep in mind the 50-50 possibility of you losing on that banner. Whenever you lose a 50-50, it's always best to chalk it up and wait for the character when they get a rerun. Now what exactly is a rerun? Well, a rerun is essentially when a character first comes out and their banner expires, so that character will make a return and run against another brand new character in a later update. With that understanding, we can talk about pull priority. So basically when a new character, let's take Yuno for example, who just came out, it's her release, so she is guaranteed a rerun sooner rather than later, as opposed to Chiakona, who's on a rerun, which means she is pull priority if you were looking into getting her. A character that's basically on their rerun is going to be a pull priority no matter what, because essentially them getting another rerun is going to be less likely than a character that's just being released in that current patch. So planning for rerun characters or new characters coming out will help you when summoning for new characters. Say if you lose a 50-50 to Yuno, you could always stack your asterisks for another character coming soon and wait until she is a pull priority. Unless of course if the character that you are pulling on is very needed to complete one of your teams to maximize the team's performance and damage. This is an example of what I mean by plan your account summons, and whether you are summoning for meta or summoning for your favorite characters, you can use this mindset to your advantage and basically conjure your account so that way there is no wasted pulls and you can get the best out of the free to play and the minimal spending as possible. But of course at the end of the day, that's going to be up to your will, and I know it's easier said than done. It is so hard to now open up the convene page and start summoning for no reason. Believe me, because I've done it too. But show some discipline and save up those asterisks and those gacha summons so that you can build your account the way that you see fit and the way that you like it. Well, if you guys did enjoy the video and you have a proper and better understanding of how the gacha system works in Wuthering Waves, make sure you drop a like on the video, comment your thoughts, and hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications so you never miss a video. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out.